you serious? Are you serious, guys? Welcome to this broadcast here. We got some breaking news for you. We got to get to it right now because there's some very urgent situation going on that has to do with the United States and Iran this time instead of Iran and Israel. Okay, here we go. According to the American military news, Iranian warships have cut off, I repeat, Iranian warships have cut off 2 U.S. Coast Guard ships in the Persian Gulf and have been swarming them for hours. They cut them off and they've been swarming them for hours. Now, according to reports, the U.S. Navy has announced that a group of Iranian Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps speedboats have swarmed 2 U.S. Coast Guard vessels, maneuvering within 70 yards of the U.S. vessels in what the U.S. Navy has called an unsafe and unprofessional maneuvers. The incident went unreported for a while, but now is being released that it took place. And here's the thing. The U.S. Navy officials said that 3 Iranian fast attack crafts and 1 ship known as the Hearth 55, a 180-foot twin-hulled support vessel, followed the United States Coast Guard Island-class patrol cutters, the USCGC Mon-Th and the USCGC Wrangell, as they patrolled the international waters in the Persian Gulf. And they began to circle them and swarm them and to buzz them and cut them off. And this went on for 3 hours, according to U.S. reports. The United States had to issue warnings in conducting defensive maneuvers. And this was very, very dangerous situation developing. It took place in the Persian Gulf in the last 24 hours. So we're going to look, let's find out, what does this mean? How close are we in biblical prophecy to a confrontation between Israel, Iran, the United States, Russia, Turkey, maybe China, who knows? Okay, it's getting very, very intense. So we're going to our good friend, and that's Chance Gibson at simplycleanfoods.net. Chance, how you doing today?
Oh, I am absolutely blessed, brother. I am just... the news that you're reporting right now, it's very interesting because we live in what I believe in the last days, and it does not take much. I'm also former U.S. Navy. It doesn't take too much for what, you know, at one point might be just a distraction or a little harassment to an all-out act of war. It happens that fast, and so we need to make sure that we have our ducks in order, that we're prepared the best that we can for a situation like that. And so we just, of course, pray for the safety of those sailors that are on that ship, and that, you know, this doesn't escalate into an all-out war.
Folks, exactly, Chance. I think when we start looking at this, we see that...
Can you hear me, Pastor?
Yes, we hear you. It's a little bit low there, but I'm glad you're speaking up a little bit there, Chance.
Pastor Paul.
Yes, you hear me, Chance? Chance, I hear you fine. Chance, I hear you. Okay, Chance.
Okay. Your screen froze for just a second, so okay, you're back.
Okay. Thank you, Chance, for that response, because I think what we have here, you know, when you start looking at the dangers that we've been dealing with Iran and Israel and the Holy Land, and you start looking at Bible prophecy, you know, and the Bible starts talking about Gog and Magog, and in Gog and Magog, Chance, in Ezekiel 38, it does talk about Russia and Iran and Turkey and a few others, Ethiopia and Sudan and a few others, actually, that will make a major invasion on Israel. And before you can attack Israel, you got to know you're going through the United States. And like you said, you're former U.S. Navy, so the Navy is so important. Tell us a little bit about the United States Navy.
Yeah, so when it comes to our armed forces, every, of course, Coast Guard included, they all have their own mission and their task, right? Our job was to keep our international waters safe. Our job is to make sure that we have a presence throughout the globe so that we can protect seafaring ships, freighters, etc., and give them safe passage. The idea is that with that show of force, we can keep peace throughout, the world, especially in these international waters. However, Iran and some of these other countries like North Korea, for example, and China, they make that task more difficult on a daily basis, Pastor. We are subject to whatever leader is in place at that time, right? And so we've been fortunate since, Afghanistan and Iraq. We've been pretty fortunate for the past 8 or 9 years to not have any major conflicts. But brother, it's right around the corner because, in fact, the powers that be love war because war, sir, is very profitable.
It really is, Chance, and it's been a concern of mine that, the industrial military complex, that's one thing that everybody's a little bit concerned about. Even Dwight D. Eisenhower said that this was a major concern of his, that his number one concern, really, for the United States of America at the time that he was president was the industrial military complex. Well, with Biden's connections with the Ukraine, a lot of folks are wondering, what does that all mean, especially with the conflict of the tension, I should say, with Russia and what have you. But of course, Israel in the Bible is a target. The Iranians are definitely one of the people going after them. That we shouldn't be shocked by this, Chance, should we?
No, and the Jewish nation as a whole, as you know, Pastor, has come under so much conflict in their entire history, and the Bible talks about this. It's pretty upsetting to see that it just seems like the nation of Israel and the Jewish people just can't catch a break. It comes from all over, from all around them, Pakistan and Iran, and it's coming from everywhere. And so we have to pray, for the people of Israel. We have to pray for the country. We have to pray for their leaders to make the right decisions to keep that country safe.
Chance, this is sad to even consider, but we should talk about it. When you start talking about the United States of America, I guess it's horrible to think that war could come to our homeland. And I don't think anybody, I don't know anybody, could say they're prepared if war was to break out in America. But, with the divided nation that we have, and with the threats, both foreign and domestic, I guess we got to start thinking about that. So what should people do to prepare for such a horrible situation that may actually very well come to pass?
Pastor, you make a very good point. We are what I would term ripe for the picking, meaning if we can't get along with each other, if we can't come together as a nation and under God, then how are we going to come together when that time comes for us to protect each other in time of war? Our forefathers knew this very well. In order to have peace, you need to be able to make a stand for what is right. And unfortunately, there's so much division, like you say, Pastor. Folks are not in the right frame of mind to deal with an all-out war. But here's where it starts. It starts with prayer. It starts with your relationship with the Father, because without that, there's no way that you're going to get through a major crisis on your own. Because as we know, in the flesh, if you had to make every decision in your life based upon your own experiences, you're probably going to make the wrong decisions, right? But if you give that over to the Lord and you allow Him to take that from you, that pain, that hurt, whatever that is in your heart, or that distress from knowing you're in a dangerous situation, you give all that over to him. What comes with that is peace, right? And that's what we need. But so, to answer your question, the only way to truly prepare for the unknown, for things to come, is to make sure that you have, number one, your house in order. Make sure that your family and your extended family have a plan. They know what to do in case we come under attack. What's that expression, Pastor? Together we stand, right?
Yeah, divided we fall.
Divided we fall. So we have to come together as a family, as a church family, right? As a community, and make plans in case something happens, right? Again, we are ripe for the picking. I just don't see, 80% of our country being able to do that right now, unless we make some serious changes.
Amen.
So it comes back to, Pastor, the basics, okay? In time of war, you will not, in most cases, have access to all the luxuries that you have every single day. You're not going to be able to go to the gas pump to fill up your car. You're not going to be able to get food. So, make sure that you stock up on food. You might not be able to even get fresh water, right? So stock up on water. You're not going to be able to get to the hospital probably. So make sure that you have, some training and a first aid kit. You're not going to be able to maybe reach out to others in case of emergency. So make sure that everyone has a plan. They stick to that plan, they train. That's what we did in the military. It's a mission. It's a mission to keep yourself, your family, and your community safe.
Chance Gibson's with us, folks. SimplyCleanFoods.net. That's SimplyCleanFoods.net. Chance, okay, what specials do you have, or what products should we begin to prepare? Let's say somebody's they're not a prepper. They've never been a prepper. And they need to get started for earthquakes, volcanoes, hurricanes, tornadoes, war, volcanism, whatever it may be. What should people do to prepare themselves for a 30 days even of chaos?
So I would suggest in this priority number one, make sure that you have at least 200 gallons of water set aside in your home. In BPA-free containers is best, but if not, make sure that if you buy bottled water, that you keep that inside the house where it's cool, because water in a bottle that is outside in a bottle like this, says spring water, Texas spring water, if it gets over 80 degrees, those BPAs will leach right into your water, and that's toxic. So make sure you have 200 gallons of water per member of the household. Folks, you need to have a 30-day supply of food. So if it's mom and dad and a couple of beautiful children, you need to have enough food for 4 people in your household. And that's really easy to do, okay? We offer 30-day fruit packs. We offer 30-day vegetable packs. We have outstanding free-range chicken. We have eggs, spices, herbs, powders. I mean, everything that you can imagine. And we have a pack just for Pastor Paul Begley. It's called the Are You Serious Pack. That's a great variety of fruits and vegetables. It's actually enough fruits and vegetables for 30 days. It's just interesting that you say that. So you want to make sure that the food that you have on hand does not require refrigeration, because you don't know, we don't know if that power is going to go out. And you don't want to have to try to eat all that food within 24 hours. You're going to lose it, right? So make sure that you have enough non-perishable, storable food in your pantry. If you've got cans, I get this question a lot. If you have canned food in your pantry, a couple things that you want to look for. Make sure that they're not just metal cans, because metal is toxic to the human body, aluminum especially. Make sure that they have a coating inside to protect your food from that metal. Also, look at the pull dates, the shelf stable dates on the bottom of the can. Make sure that those are pretty current, and rotate that stock. So if you need to go ahead and use up some of that stuff that's getting pretty close, like those green beans that are going to expire in 2 days, go ahead and use those up and rotate your stock, get some new stock in. Next thing is a way, folks, for you to prepare that food to heat water. Understanding that electric stove is not going to work when the power goes out, right? Unless you have a wood stove, you need an alternative way to heat water, right? To clean your body, to clean your home. You need hot water to make soups, to make food. So you need an alternate source, whether that's a rocket stove or, my suggestion, this is very inexpensive. If you have a little deck or a backyard, get one of these propane-powered barbecues. Those are nice because they don't require, even if it's raining, right? They don't require wood. You can just turn on the propane, light your fire, and now you can heat up water, you can heat up food, whatever you need. A lot of the units have a side burner, which really comes in handy in times like that. So important that you have that available. And first aid, don't forget first aid and communication. Two-way radios, there's some great two-way radios now that have long-range capabilities. Make sure that, the husband and the wife, or maybe brother and sister, whatever that is, make sure that you guys have charged two-way radios ready to go.
Chance Gibson's with us, folks, at simplycleanfoods.net. That's simplycleanfoods.net. Matter of fact, let's show you a little bit why his foods are simply clean and why they're so good for you. We'll be right back in just a second.
Have you been looking for a trusted long-term storable food company? We have a solution for you. Simply Clean Foods is dedicated to providing the best quality food you can buy next to fresh from a farmer's market. Our line of resealable fruits, vegetables, and meats are suitable for everyday use, and you won't have to worry about throwing away valuable groceries ever again. Our food is completely GMO-free, and our stringent quality controls, plus testing for heavy metals, makes us unique in the storable foods market. Simply Clean Foods' primary focus is to bring clean food to people all around the world and change the way we look at freeze-dried food in our daily cooking. When you purchase from simplycleanfoods.net, not only will you be receiving high-quality food, but you will also be supporting veterans in need across the country and those who are affected by natural disasters. Right now, Amazon Prime members will receive fast 2-day shipping. Go to simplycleanfoods.net. That's simplycleanfoods.net. But do it today.
All right. Simplycleanfoods.net. That's simplycleanfoods.net. Chance, what are some of the specials you're running? What are some of the products you have available that might be very necessary for people right now?
Absolutely. So besides the 30-day fruit and vegetable packs, we do have what we call a grand assortment. This package is over 2,000 servings of food. It's over 200 pouches. It's everything that we carry. So from the lentils, 46 grams of protein, fruits, vegetables, meats, powders, everything that we carry is in that pack. It's discounted 40%, and it's a really popular pack. So it's enough food for 1 year for one person. You can set it to the side, or you can use it right now. Many of the foods that are in that pack are cleaner than some foods that you get in your local grocery store. So you should check that out at simplycleanfoods.net. I am very excited. We are adding some new products. They will be in, it looks like, in May. I want to talk about those a little bit. So to our essential oil line, we have our own essential oil line. We're adding citronella. For folks who don't know what citronella does, it's an amazing product to keep mosquitoes away. So
Really?
you just take, absolutely, 4 or 5 drops into your vaporizer and put that out on your porch, or put that out on your deck, or maybe in your house because it smells very nice. It will keep the mosquitoes away from you. And boy, we're coming into that season, aren't we, Pastor? Where
absolutely.
They're going to be after us, right? So that's going to be available in our little essential oil glass bottles with a dropper top. It's going to be very affordable. This is organic, of course. We also have coming in from, it looks like Egypt. I've got some saffron. This is the authentic Afghan saffron. It's considered the finest saffron in the world. It's great for soups, chicken, curry, etc. Right? We've got saffron coming in. We've got flaxseed coming in. We've got chia seeds coming in. We've got ashwagandha root powder coming in. This is all either non-GMO or organic. Everything that we're carrying is lab tested for purity, for 100% purity, and for we test for heavy metals. We've got some organic cumin seed, Pastor, coming in. We've got coconut oil, which is amazing. This is the purest coconut oil that you can get. This is expeller pressed, non-hydrogenated, so that's a mouthful. We've got some loose leaf tea called Ceylon tea coming in, which is a black tea from Sri Lanka, some of the higher regions there. And then the last item, I've got some eucalyptus essential oil coming in, therapeutic grade. So we're really excited about these new products. We like to keep adding to our product line because many folks ask us, if we can bring in some of these products, and we're just happy to do so.
Chance Gibson's with us, folks. Chance Gibson at simplycleanfoods.net. I'm sorry for some of the feedback we're getting. We don't know why we're getting that. Chance Gibson is with us at simplycleanfoods.net. And, with all these different products, and I know you have great coffee, too. Let's not forget your tremendous coffee. And this Are You Serious special that you're running. Again, tell us about that, Chance.
Yeah, the Are You Serious pack is a selection of our most common fruits and vegetables. It's enough fruits and vegetables freeze-dried to last 30 days. What's amazing about this product is you don't even have to rehydrate these. You can eat them right out of the pouch. So imagine taking some strawberries or blueberries or raspberries on a trip, right, with the family, or a hiking trip or a fishing trip, camping trip, and you've got this food ready to go. It doesn't have any weight to it, so fits real nice in the pack, but it's there if you need it in case of emergency as well. You can make smoothies. Same thing with the vegetables. I mean, you can eat the corn, the peas, the green beans, the cauliflower, the broccoli right out of the bag. They're so rich because what's different, Pastor, about, and I don't know if we haven't talked about this in a long time, our food mostly comes from outside the United States, and the reason why is because the regions where we choose to bring our food in, they don't use Roundup. They don't use any modified seeds.
GMOs, no GMO.
And the cross-pollination here, even for the organic farms here in the U.S., the cross-pollination of these GMO seeds is a problem. Every time the wind blows, it's a problem. You just can't stop it. And so our food is picked ripe, immediately freeze-dried, and then immediately packaged in a way that food will last up to 20 years. 20 years, guys. If stored in your home where it's climate controlled. So 20 years is a long time. Even once you open it, guys, you have up to 6 months to use the balance of the food in that package, and you can reseal it and use it for another 6 months after that.
Wow. And so again, you can see why, folks. simplycleanfoods.net is so important to get in such a good quality product. And Chance takes the time to research, to find these farms and these locations, to get this product in, organic foods, without GMOs, without Roundup and pesticides that poison it. Get it in here organically, get it manufactured, get it freeze-dried. And Chance, it tastes so good. I mean, I can't even explain to people how fresh it tastes, how good it is, because it has an explosive, like the strawberries and raspberries and different things, explosive great taste and feeling. I mean, this is unbelievable. How can you do that with just freeze drying?
The idea is a non-GMO plant takes longer to grow. And Pastor, this is just pure science, but it makes a lot of sense. The longer your plant is in the ground, the more minerals and vitamins and flavor are pulled from the soil, right? So a great example of this are tomatoes. If you had a farm fresh, fine ripened tomato, you'll notice how sweet and juicy they are. They'll just explode in your mouth, right? And then you go to your local market and you buy tomatoes that are in a bin. These tomatoes were picked, unfortunately, they were probably from Mexico. They were picked before they were ripe. Why? Because they've got to make a 2-week trip on a freighter, on a boat to come to the U.S. They cannot pick ripe fruit and put it on a boat for 2 weeks. It'll be rotten by the time it gets here. So that's not the way you ripen fruit on a boat, right? It's supposed to ripen on the vine or in the ground, right? And that's why our food tastes so much powerful. Anyone here that's over 40 remembers, over 40 years old, remembers what it was like back in the 70s and 80s before Monsanto started with their frankenfoods, growing things so fast. I mean, 80% faster than, that organic farmer down the road, so that their bottom line, right, they can get more food for less money, right, and sell that seed. It's unfortunate, but it's just a part of, it's where we're at right now. And so I believe that the Lord wants us, for our temple, to put clean food in our bodies. It does speak to that, Pastor, right? There are certain things that we are to eat and not to eat, but this is our temple, but it's also His temple. And we should care for our temple by putting clean foods in our body.
Absolutely, folks. We got Chance Gibson with us from simplycleanfoods.net. That's simplycleanfoods.net. And Chance is right. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. And so we need to take care of it, and we need to be careful what we put in, and so that we are doing the things that's pleasing unto God as far as protecting ourselves and protecting our temple. And so, yeah, very important. And I think if you go to simplycleanfoods.net, listen to me, go to simplycleanfoods.net, www.simplycleanfoods.net, and look at the assortment and the variety. All of it organic, nothing GMO, everything fresh, from meats, vegetables, and fruit, and coffee from Honduras. All of it's great. And one thing you can do is get the Are You Serious special. You've reduced the price. It's a great assortment. Tell us about it, Chance.
Yeah, that's an amazing pack, especially if you've never tried our products before. Think of it like a sampling pack before you bought enough food for your entire family, right? Dig into those strawberries. Don't waste any time. Those raspberries, blueberries, green. It's a pretty big pack. It's over 144 servings of food for under $200. I mean, you kind of can't go wrong. But Pastor, you just said something. I'm going to do this. This is off the fly. I'm telling you, I promise you. So we are roasting tomorrow. We're roasting our Honduras organic beans tomorrow. Here's what I'd like to do. And folks, please pause for a second, get a piece of paper, and write this down. If you use the coupon code Begley, Begley, use that code Begley when you order and at checkout. I'm going to send everyone a free sample of that coffee. These are whole beans. It is considered the second smoothest coffee in the entire world. Only second to Kona, Hawaii peaberry coffee, which is considered the finest, but that's also around $35 a pound. Our coffee is in special packaging. It's a 22-ounce pouch. That's Mylar and has up to a 3-year shelf life because we put it in a vacuum seal like in space, right? So it's got a 3-year shelf life, which is incredible for coffee. But anyone who uses that code Begley, I'm just going to send you guys a free sample of that coffee. Let's just say with a $20 minimum order, okay? So just a package of strawberries, maybe. I'll send you guys a free sample of that coffee. It'll be enough to make an entire pot. Try it for yourself. I promise you, you'll never want coffee anywhere else again.
Folks, I'm telling you now, the Honduras coffee that he uses, simplycleanfoods.net, it is phenomenal. I mean, it is phenomenal. I mean, it's, trust me, I drink every coffee there is in the world. I wouldn't kid you. This coffee is off the chain. It is one of the top best coffees I've ever drank. And so in other words, he'll give you this free sample with any order, $20 or more. Go to simplycleanfoods.net. Don't even hesitate. Don't even mess around. Matter of fact, go there right now. Do it right now. Go to simplycleanfoods.net. That's www.simplycleanfoods.net. Go there right now. Do it.
Have you been looking for a trusted long-term storable food company? We have a solution for you. Simply Clean Foods is dedicated to providing the best quality food you can buy next to fresh from a farmer's market. Our line of resealable fruits, vegetables, and meats are suitable for everyday use, and you won't have to worry about throwing away valuable groceries ever again. Our food is completely GMO-free, and our stringent quality controls, plus testing for heavy metals, makes us unique in the storable foods market. Simply Clean Foods' primary focus is to bring clean food to people all around the world and change the way we look at freeze-dried food in our daily cooking. When you purchase from simplycleanfoods.net, not only will you be receiving high-quality food, but you will also be supporting veterans in need across the country and those who are affected by natural disasters. Right now, Amazon Prime members will receive fast 2-day shipping. Go to simplycleanfoods.net. That's simplycleanfoods.net. But do it today.